Hi everyone, my name is Osbert and I'm making this video to teach beginners in FileMaker how to format telephone numbers. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. Now here I have some telephone numbers here. I have local, I have Nigeria here, and I also have US. Now for local, I am in Ghana, and that is why I'm using local. Now this is how we format telephone numbers here. So you have the first 3 digits, and then you have a space, then the next 3 you have a space like this, and then the last 4 digits. Nigeria, we also have it formatted like this, and then the US, they also format their telephone numbers like this with the +1, a space, a bracket, like that. All right, so basically this is what we are trying to achieve. Now doing it this way makes your database clean, makes it easy for users to read data and all of that, and then it also brings about a little bit of consistency in your data. All right, now let me just demonstrate before we get into how to achieve that. Let me demonstrate that in FileMaker for you to see how it works. So supposing I enter a telephone number, a local telephone number 020 something like this, and I click out to commit the record, you realize that goes ahead to format it for me. Now what about if I enter a Nigerian number? So I could say +2 34 so this something like this, and when I click out, it formats the number for me. All right, then let me key in 1 for the US, so something like this, and I could say like this, and then when I click out, it formats these 2 for me. All right, so how do we achieve this? Okay, this is our after file, so I'll minimize this and then I'll open the before file, because for this one, I mean, there's nothing happening here. So if I enter 020 something like this and I click out, it doesn't format it, but we want a situation where we can format the telephone numbers. So how do we go about with it? All right, so now let's use the data viewer tool. You go to watch and then click on the plus sign over here. All right, I believe that you are already familiar with this. So we are going to use this to achieve our results. I mean, see what we are doing and then test it out. Now I would introduce you to a function called filter. The function filter, basically what this does is it allows you to extract specific characters from a text string. That's basically what the filter does. So for example, variable we have, I mean, what we have here is text to filter. Now if I replace this with the text, so the string actually, so let's say I have a telephone number here, something like this, and then I also go ahead and add ABCD, a string. Now the filter text, I'm asking the function to extract for me values that I have sitting here. Only values that are seated here is what I want this function to filter out of the string here for me. So let's say I could say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now that way it only gives me only the number values, but look what happens when I take out, let's say 4. Let's see, when I take out 4, it doesn't appear here. If I take out maybe 5, no, I don't have 5 here, so let me say 9. When I take out 9, I mean, it doesn't get that value also for us from this. So basically the filter, all it does is that it extracts specific characters. All right, so I'll go back, then I'll change this to 0 to 0 like this, and then a filter I would go ahead and say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. All right, now the reason for this is because there are times that you have users that would come in and then for some reason may want to do whatever pleases them. So a user could come in and do something like this, something like this. You might not want this format, and so what we are trying to do is strip out any other characters, leaving only the numbers. That's the whole idea why we are using the filter. So now that we have this, so take a look at this again. We can go ahead and replace all of this with the phone number field. So like this, and then we have, it's giving us only the numbers. So that's how to use the filter. All right, now let's continue with it. So what I'll do is I'll also introduce you to let statement. Now, like many of you know, I mean, let statements are powerful functions that helps you to define your variables and simplify your calculation. I mean, makes the calculation easy to read, and yeah. So I'll copy this and then let statements. Now the basic way to look at let statements, actually, let me demonstrate this for you, especially if you have never used a let statement before, so that you can see how it works. Now your variables, all your variables would come here, and then your calculation would be here. So I could come in here and then say first name. I like to start my variables with an @. Let's say first name, and I'll say prospect, and then I'll close it with this, and then I'll say last name. Like this, also another variable. And then my calculation, I'll come in here and I'll say first name, and then you concatenate it and create a space, and then concatenate it, and then add your last name. All right, this is a very simple way of understanding how to use a let statement. This is, once you understand the basic way to use it, you can use it to do practically anything that you want. All right, so let's continue with what we were doing. I have my calculation here, and then I'll go ahead and define my variable. So I'll say phone number, and then I'll indicate the phone number here, and then filter phone number, and then I'll go ahead and say use the filter function. All right, so over here I could pick it from here, but then just to make things easy, I'll just copy a phone number here because we already have it here already. So paste it here, and then I'll say just give me number values. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, like this. Okay, now so now we can actually go ahead now and then start formatting our phone number. So for the local numbers, it should look something like this. Something like this. So how do we achieve that? All right. So I've commented it out here. I've commented this out just so that it would guide us on how to go about with it. So for the local numbers, so this is what I'll do. Now we'll first of all get the first 3 values, add a space, get the next 3 values, add a space, and then get the last 4 values. That's what we'll be doing. So how do we achieve that? We are also going to use something called the left function. We're also going to use the middle function, and then we're also going to use the right function. Just like the function name, left will give you some specific values on left, middle, and then the right. Let's see how it works. So I'll say left, and then text. So we want to get the first 3 values of the phone number. So I'll be using this over here, and this whole thing is represented by this. So I'll copy this, put it here, and then I'll say give me the first 3 values, so 3, and then now we have 0 2 0. All right, then we would go ahead and add a space here. So I'll concatenate this and then add a space like this, and then go ahead and then extract the next 3 numbers. How do we do that? We use the middle function, and again we are using the filter form. So I'll copy this, put it in here, and then starting from where? So we are trying to grab the middle 3 values, but then where are we starting it from? So come in here, 1 2 3 4. So we are starting from the 4th number, and we are getting just 3. So we are starting on the 4th, and then we are getting the 3 numbers. So that gives us 0 to 0. Then we have a space, and then we have the next 3 values. I'll go ahead again and then concatenate this, add another space, and then use the right function to get the last 4 numbers. Copy this, put it here, and then last 4. So now we have 0 to 0 like this. I mean, we have the first 3, we have a space, we have the next 3, we have a space, and then we have the last 4 digits. All right. Now, what I'll do is that since we have 2 more of the formatting to do, what I can do is to copy this, and then I'll name this local, and then I'll paste it here. All right. Now, let's go ahead and then let's just go ahead and format for the Nigerian telephone number, and then as well the US number. So how does a Nigerian number look like? Something like this: +2 3 4, then space, let's see, 707 space 077 space 1 9. this. Okay, so how do we get this value? So one of the things that we can do is, since we are stripping out all the other characters and then all we are getting is the telephone numbers, we will first of all like to add the plus sign. So since it's a string, put it here like this, and then add the next 3 numbers here. So what I'll do is I'll use a left function, and then I'll paste this here, and then I'll get the first 3 values. So 1, 2, 3. So 3. Okay, but keep in mind that this, we are seeing this result because of the telephone number. So just to make it easy for us, let me copy this whole value here, put it in string like this, so that we can see the result. After we are done, we can point it back to the phone number. So next thing is to add a space, and then we'll go ahead and then grab the next 3 numbers. So middle, use the middle function, and paste this here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are starting on the 4th number, and then we are getting the next 3 values. So next 3. So we have 2, 3, 4 space 707. All right, we'll go ahead and then add another space, concatenate it again, and then we are getting the next 3. So we are also going to use the middle function, and grab this here, paste 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7th, then we are getting the next 3 numbers. Sorry. Okay, then we'll go ahead again and add a space over here. So sorry about that. Over here, space, and then we'll grab the last 4 digits. So I'll use a right function, and then I'll paste this here, and then give us the last 4 numbers. So now we have this also formatted like this. Now I'll copy this, and then also this calculation, add it to my let statement, and I'll call this Nigeria number like this, and then I'll paste the function here. All right, so let's finish up and write the formatting for US number. So +1, let's say 909, something like this. 400, then 0000, something like this. But this should be written like this. This is how it should look like. I'll replace it here for now, just so we have a guide on what we need to do. Take out the other characters. Okay. All right. So same thing. we are first of all going to add the plus sign and concatenate this and get the first value. So use the left function and get a first value. So we have +1. Then I'll go ahead and add a space, and then the next thing is we are going to add these brackets over here. So I can either choose to even right here add the space, sorry, the brackets here, and then go ahead and grab the next 3 values. So let's say middle, and we are starting on the second number and getting the first, the next 3. So like this. Okay, concatenate this, add a space, so we'll close the bracket here and then we add a space. We concatenate this again, and then we go ahead and get the next 3 digits. So use the middle function and I'll paste this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm getting the next starting on the 5th digit, and then we are getting the next 3 records like this. So now we have +1 space into brackets value space, then this. Okay, concatenate it, and then I'll put in the hyphen over here like this. So looks like we are achieving our result bit by bit, and I'll go ahead and get the last 4 digits. I'll use the right function, and then we'll get the last 4 digits like this. So we have it formatted correctly also. Okay, now I can also go ahead again, copy this here and add it to my let statement, and I'll say US like this. Okay, now the next thing that we need to do is to be able to determine that if the user enters a local number, it should format correctly to the local number. If it is a Nigerian number, it should also format correctly to that. If it is a US number, it should also format correctly to that. How do we go ahead and do that? Now, in our calculation, we will use a case statement to achieve that. So if this, then do this. If that, then do this. If this, then do that. Basically, that is the whole idea over here. So I'll use a case statement like this, and I like to keep my case statements like this. So okay, so the first one is the local. Now I'm also going to use a function called length to achieve that. So basically what I'll do is, if the length of the phone number is 10, then give me this value. If the length of it is this, then give me that value. Basically, that's what I'm also going to do over here. So I'll use the length function, and so if the length of the phone number equals to 10, like this. Then give me the local number, or format it to the local number if it's equal to 10 digits. If the length of the phone number is 10, then format it to this form. Else, if it is a Nigerian number, so same thing. If the length equals to 13, which is the length of a Nigerian numbers, if it's equal to 13. And one other thing I also need to add is if you get the left number, so if it's equal to 13, and then also we also want to add another condition where we would say that if you get the first three numbers which equals to 2, 3, 4, then it's a Nigerian number. So use this formatting instead. So that is basically the idea. If the length equals 13, and then when you get to the left, the first three numbers, if the first three numbers also equal to 2, 3, 4, then it's a Nigerian number, or format it to a Nigerian number. That's the idea over here. Then the last one, which is a US number, like this. So if the length equals to 11, and then also the left this equals to 1, then it's a US number, or format it to the US, or give it a US format. That's the idea over here, and so you can see it happen here. All right, so you can see it display over here. Else, if it doesn't fall within all these three categories, then just like the user entered it, keep it that way, just like this. So this is the way to go about with it. This is the way to format your phone numbers in FileMaker, and also to make it look easy to read and easy to understand. Now, our final thing I'll do is to change this from this and then to the phone number. So we have it like this. Now I'll copy all of this, copy, hit the monitor, and then what I can do is delete everything, go to File, Manage Database, and then under telephone number I'll go to Calculated Value, click on this, and then I'll paste my calculation over here. Okay, hit OK, and then I'll hit OK. There are times that it will also automatically select this. You would have to unselect it so that, I mean, it doesn't retain the first values that are entered. As in, when you make changes, it will update. Okay, and then I'll hit OK. Now, if I go ahead to key in, let's say, a local number, and I click out, it formats it for me. Let's say I enter a US number, 909 234000000. It formats it also for me nicely. What about a Nigerian number? Let's say plus 2347006 or 999989000, and I click out. It formats that also for me. But let me just go ahead and key in something like 15 digits. I don't know, just anything. So let me see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I click out. It retains it. So basically, this is the way to format your phone numbers, and I thought I should share that with you. Thank you very much, and I'll be happy to receive your feedbacks. Bye.